Since the dawn of time, man has looked into the stars and thought to themselves, I bet that could be a Pokémon. Well, today is no different. If you've been following our channel, you'll know that we've been running a series of turning astrological symbols into Pokémon. We started with Aquarius, which became our Vedan line, Vaz evolving into Vedan. From there we moved on to Libra, turning Topple into Belibra. And today we're going to turn our focus towards the symbol of Pisces. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm the Thesterninator and we've got something really fun today. So we're going to be drawing out Pisces as a Pokemon. I'm going to be honest, this one took me a little while. I came into it thinking I knew exactly what I wanted to do and exactly the direction that I wanted to go, but quickly found myself at a loss. The design that I wanted didn't feel quite right once it was fleshed out, so I started over. And then I went with a secondary idea. Well, maybe I'll do something a little bit different, twist it around a little bit, see what we got. And that didn't quite work for what I wanted. It was then that I decided that I wanted to bring in some added inspiration. I thought of the idea of the kingfisher, the idea of a fish that grants wishes, one that would spit out coins to prove its regality and its worth. And that really informed a lot of the design process. From there I decided, well, what kind of fish would this be? Should I go with a goldfish? Should I go with a bass, which are very, very numerous where I live? I don't know. It felt very confusing to try and figure out how to make this Pokemon feel special. I mean, there's already a koi-based Pokemon in Seaking, the evolution to Goldeen, and I felt maybe I'm just retreading water that I shouldn't be treading. And then I remembered that Pisces is a symbol of creativity. Pisces is a symbol that encompasses all things creative, and maybe this confusion, maybe this wonder is part of the process of designing this Pokemon. I mean, if you're going to create a symbol of the creative element associated to the Pisces symbol, maybe those are the feelings you're supposed to feel. I dove into that feeling. I thought, okay, if that's the case, I'm gonna make something that I just want to make. I'm gonna incorporate some shapes and some patterns that I want to incorporate. I came across this hexagonal type pattern that I ended up putting along the back and decided kind of towards the end there, okay, let's go back to our line work and we're gonna make this something. I decided that I wanted to make this almost feel like a mask on the face of the fish. This orangish, copperish color. I want to incorporate that calico that we see in koi, that beautiful, beautiful blend of colors and shapes. And ultimately, when I came down to what I wanted to do to give it a splash, I came with this gold pattern across the back. Once I did that, I felt like it really informed where I wanted to go with the forms of this Pokemon. It wasn't a ton, it wasn't a big change, but it was something that allowed me to see the direction that I wanted to go. And we were able to move from a koi fish into what we'll see in the later iterations of this Pokemon's evolution. I ended up becoming very pumped about it. I ended up falling in love with this Pokemon and the design that went with it. So simple, but yet so much potential for what it could be. And that's kind of the driving thought behind Pisces, isn't it? Creativity, something coming from nothing. So I decided to go with that. We fell right into what Pisces means and gave some creativity onto what should have been a nothing Pokemon. Gaprine, the luxury fish Pokemon. While not very numerous in the Kostawis region, this mediocre water type has found a place in the homes of the affluent as a minor spectacle. While they're fun to keep as pets, those who have attempted to acquire more as a symbol of wealth and prosperity have discovered that Gaprine prefer to live in solace and will fight off any who they feel are encroaching on their territory. You may already see the direction that we're going with this Pokemon and its evolutionary forms, evolving from a little koi fish that is just kind of trying to fend off its space into a true blue fighter. With that, I wanted to bring in the aspects of a beta fish, also known as a Japanese fighting fish. These Pokemon love to just be left alone. If you ever put two in the same tank, they will fight each other, often to the death. So I wanted to incorporate that. I wanted to find a way to bring this koi fish from something that is just this, pardon me, but lazy little fish that is nice to look at, into something that feels like a fighter, something that is fending off its title of luxury, fending off its predators, fending off its prey, fending off anything that it feels might be a threat. These fish in the real world fight anything, even to the point of fighting their own reflection if a mirror is put too close to the tank. So I wanted to incorporate that. What if, story-wise, these fish have become so accustomed to having things their way, so accustomed to them being the shining example of what a luxury fish is, that they're willing to fight for that title. They're willing to throw off anything else that may threaten their space. What if, and I'm saying this as a creative person myself, they feel threatened? I don't know how often it's been that I look at other artists' work, and while I should think to myself, wow, what a really amazing piece, I think of it as a threat. Oh no, this person is better than me. I think if you're a creative person as well, you may have felt this same feeling. And I thought, what if we apply that here? Everything is a threat. It shouldn't be. But what if it was? What if this Pokemon believes that same lie? That other artists are something to overcome rather than to find joy in the experiences of others who are in the same work as you. That's something that I've had to learn, and I've learned it a lot the hard way. And I really wanted to take my thoughts, my feelings towards that into a Pokemon. I myself am not a Pisces, but I'm what's called a cusp. I was born right on the edge of Pisces and Aries. Aries being a Pokemon that we will get to, trust me. But I was born right on the cusp of that. And so when you're born on the cusp of two different symbols, they say that you acquire the aspects of both, the hard-headedness of an Aries combined with the creativity and flow of a Pisces. And I think that I really capture that myself. It's, again, something I've had to fight for a long time, but I feel like I'm at a place that's good and I'm happy to be in. It's allowed me to make friends and collaborators in this space, and it's something that I've really come to enjoy. Being able to work with others on these things that I take pride in, and be able to work together to make something even bigger than the sum of our parts. And so with that, I want to introduce you to this symbol of those values, Piscerine. Piscerine, the luxury fish Pokemon. Through years of growing accustomed to wealth and being served by their owners, Piscerine have become a proud Pokemon, striking out at those it sees as threats. But when left alone, many are enraptured by the calm and elegant movement of its large fins, with artists and musicians feeling inspired by its flowing movements, inspired to create beautiful works of art and music. When the moon is high and the stars are out during a particular part of the year, this Pokemon, this Piscerine, goes through a change. Rather than focusing on fighting, it begins to focus more on its elegance. Don't get me wrong, it's still a powerful fighter, still something to be feared in the water, but it focuses more on its beauty, wanting to be seen by other Pokemon, wanting to have its creativity, its motion, its flow, its dance be seen by trainers, by Pokemon, by whatever's around. It changes its shape, it changes its color, and it changes its patterns to become something much more akin to drawing others in. Much like myself, as I said, having to grow and change as an artist to become accustomed and to accommodate others, I think that this form of the creativity that embodies the Pisces symbol, this is its truest form. This is the form that comes through the work and dedication of being not just someone who can fall on the qualities that make them good, but falling on the qualities of others to make them better. That's what I wanted to capture with this Pokemon. Because truthfully, if Pisces is a symbol of creativity, a symbol of water, of change, and of movement, then that needs to be captured. Aside from the whole type of battling system that Pokemon has, I wanted to bring in something that really captured what this symbol means. And with that, I created this form for Pisces, a dancing form, if you will. We did the same thing with Belibra, where when it hits a certain criteria, it can change forms. I wanted to do the same with Pisces. Have it be something that it feels like it's battling within itself into something that is its truest and most notable self. Because the truth is, being someone who draws, it's difficult. It's hard to find where you fit in. I found that myself, and you guys' comments and follows and things like that, it sounds like I'm shilling, but I'm not. That's what's really helped me to find my way in this community. And I want to thank you for that. And while this isn't big enough thanks for everything that you all have done for me, it is a thank you. Piscerine, dancer form. Believed to be the true form of this Pokemon, Piscerine, upon being able to see the clear skies and starlit night, will change into this form. It will adapt colors and illuminate the waters and gather other Pokemon to its side. It is said that its dance-like swimming moves plants and Pokemon into rhythmic tones in a performance that few have been lucky enough to glimpse. Those who have taken note that it is an experience unlike any other. And there we have our Pisces line. I went through a lot of iterations trying to figure out how to get this one right, and I feel like that informed a lot of the direction that I was kind of just meant to take with this design, because I'm really happy about it. As a partial Pisces myself, I feel like I have a lot in common with this design, and with the whole system that went into place in making it happen. But I have no plans for what to do next. Let me know down in the comments. Comment what symbol you are, what you'd like to see. There are a few that I am kind of just at a loss for where to go, so I'm curious if you're able to pinpoint those. But as usual, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of the socials are down below. Instagram, Twitter, my portfolio, Kara, the Patreon, of course, where you can support me and all the stuff that I'm doing, as well as get some early glimpses at stuff that's going to be coming out, full videos without editing. I think this one was about an hour and a half, 2 hours long, so you'll be able to find all that there. And until next time, bye.